Hello and welcome. This is a blue flame tutorial like I've done on Gilliman for Biz Sword. It was a request from a viewer and I was like, I've been putting it off, but I just need to do it. I've painted one bit already, but I forgot to splash record like a muppet, but that's how it kind of looks like as the first base of a start of the next glaze. First off, it's going to look like with a Lothern blue over the top of a white base. It's going to have Lothern blue over the top of it, and then I'll make a glaze or a wash of the next blue colour, being Caldor Sky. This will kind of create a mixture between the Lothern blue lightness and the darker, deeper blue of the Caldor. It's a nicer way of getting a bit of a emphasis on the change. Rather than having a wet blend, I've got a dry blend because it's just I let it dry and then you just thing it, and you just paint over it. Which is what I'm doing here, as you'll see. It's just a way to kind of just go here. Here's the difference. There we go. Here's the difference of what we're going to be doing rather than from the base from the next bit. So over the top of the Lothern, you put the Caldor Sky and let it dry. Have to let it dry. We go for about a quarter of the way up from it. Then bring it down and try pull it towards the end where most of the paint will clump towards the end. Make it a deeper colour at the end, which is what we need. As it deepens the colour, it kind of emphasizes the next bit, which is where what will be happening. And see, here it is as it looks. It's just a deeper blue. It just goes from a lighter to a deeper blue. Using this Caldor Sky, it's a very nice colour. It's just, it kind of just there. Next, we'll do another layer of it, because that's, we kind of, just as long as I've got a bit of a base to it, I can then do the second coat, and then there we go. It kind of emphasizes it even more. It kind of deepens it. It gets the parts I've missed, which is what you always need to do. Make sure that you have gone over the parts you've missed. Here, I'm just going over it, making sure. Next, by using Cantor Blue, we deepen the colour further with a darker blue. Mid-tone, this because lights of a mid-tone blue gives it a much more emphasis to go into the parts that I need and to kind of show the difference in gradient between the white at the very, very bottom where you might see a bit to the Lothern blue and the lightness of it, the deep warmth of it, to then the darker blue, the more mid-tone, which kind of emphasizes a bit of a change to the blue, to the dark Cantor blue I've used. I may have gone a bit too far down on this one, however, it works nicely because I have gone a bit further down with the Caldor Sky, where I've kind of just edged a bit down, and I didn't like to do that, but it works nicely. Next, through using the Cantor Blue, I've kind of gone and getting a bit more of a gradient. I've gone from the light to the dark, to a mid, to the dark. It's all I needed to do. It was an emphasis. Here are the two bits, and this is the colour on them now. They're drying still, but it gives me a bit of a show of what to look like. Shameless plug right here, I will say it. But the best way I've found to test what I'm painting or what the colour I'm using is to use these heads that my friend printed out. And he's printed me out, what, like 25, 26 of them. But I've just been able to look at what the colour's like. For example, the blues, I am going to eventually, I haven't just yet because I've been procrastinating it. I've got them in a pot. Literally, I had them in a pot. And it's just the best way that I've been able to test my paints and what I want them to look like. They've been brilliant to test, they're brilliant to paint, they're really easy to get off the sprue, and they're really easy to just use. They're not difficult, they're not hard to put apart, they're not hard to take off the little resin gaze. They're just an easy thing to do. After I get them, you just need to paint them whatever you want, except if it's a yellow, then you need to paint a base of pink, because yellow is a pain. Cut off the bottom of it. What I do is I cut off the bottom with a pair of pliers, and then just glue it on top with super glue after I've painted it, which means that I get a basic understanding of what the paint is meant to look like on top of a base. Just by cutting off the head, I've got already a base. See, look on my Inky by Darkness, I've got the head already, and it looks perfect of how I wanted it. It's glued on, I can see what the colour looks like, and look at it there, it just looks normal. My heads, they're all in where I need them to be. I'm going to eventually put one on here. They're just kept in my little pot. I've got them on my Ink by Darkness, my Caliban Green, I've got them in a few other colours as well. It just gives me a bit of a understanding of what I need to do, what I need to look at, what I need to look for, if I need to change something. Oh, do I need to make it deeper? Do I need to do more layers? On the warpstone, I need to do another layer. It was a little lighter. Do I need to emphasize certain shadows? Do I need to make sure that every little bit is done? Should I dry it? Should I paint it? Do I need to do certain things? Recently, I've done some other bits, but just using the heads, I've been able to base top whatever I need. My shades I've been able to base paint. My Null Noil, Agrax. I've been able to edge highlight and practice my edge highlight from Galloway. Paints as heavy metal edge highlight, Black Templars. I was able to test it on this without wasting a model. Rather than spending 20 quid on a box to test, I've been able to spend 10 quid and get 30 heads for almost nothing. I've been able to test it on there and get an emphasis. I know what I need to change. I need to be lighter. I need to have a different brushstroke. It just gives me a bit of a way to go, hey, here I go. Here's the look of it. What I need to change. And having this pot, it is from like 1998, I think. But it's a basic way to keep it all together. But that's what I've done. I've just found it perfect to have in all my parts. That's all I've needed to do. This is what I do. This is how I've done it. And my friend Breaching is brilliant. Moving on from the Mark II helmets that I've got, just going from the lighter blue, from using the Kantor blue to kind of emphasize it even more, moving on back to the painting as such. From about halfway up, I want to go for a darker colour, just a bit of a deeper emphasis on it, kind of lead the eyes to go, "Ooh, that's the change, there we go, that's what it needs to do, the change is here, X, Y, Z, it doesn't go from X to X, Y to X, Y, Z, it goes to X to Y to Z, but from a further point of view, you see the gradient change. It isn't a sudden bang, bang, bang. It is a clean movement from the lighter to the darker, and it's a beautiful way of doing it. Just using little brush strokes, you don't need to properly press down or do anything, you just need to base it. That's it. It's just like a base coat. You just paint it is what you need to do. That's all you need to do. I've just painting little bits using a base of Corax white. I've kind of gone base of Corax white, then a base of Lothern blue, because the white brings out the nice lightness of the blue, to then the Kaldor sky. And moving from the Kaldor sky, by giving it a deeper, much deeper colour of the blue, it kind of gradually escapes, which then I will use an Abaddon black at the very tip to show the burning, the fire, the ash, turn to ash, just at the very tip, just where I can kind of emphasize that there's one bit there that it's just going bang. That's it. That's the fire. It's where it's going. That's how I need to do it. That's it. Showing it now, I've got the pyre again, where I'm going to use the black. By using the Kantor blue, I've got a bit of another wash to do it. It gives it a bit more of a deeper colour, where I can kind of see where it goes from a light blue to a darker to the dark blue, which are going to be a bit higher up, just to kind of go, this is a separation. Here's where it burns. Here's where the colour deepens, which is then what, by doing it, I kind of have the even wider range of it. I don't have to worry about any of the differences at all, which is what I don't want. I don't want a big difference. I want a slight difference, a gradient, a choice, a kind of a show. The mixing of the Kaldor sky and the blue and the Kantor blue gives me a much deeper chance. I have the difference between them. I've got the split. Sorry, I had to move the camera because I had to go grab something back now. So by showing the difference in the split, I get a bit more of an understanding. And by using this, I can kind of go and show the watcher and the viewer how to do it by just having a bit of a nicer color to emphasize where it is. By placing it where I need it to be and ironing out any details, it gives me a much deeper, much nicer show of how to do it. Rather than just going, oh, do this, do that. I can go, hey, here's how you show how to do it. If I need to do one thing, I can show it. By using small brush strokes, I mitigate the risk of going on to another bit. I've got where I need to be, I've got close to my eyes, I know where I'm going, I know what I need to do, and I know the split that I need, and where I need to paint certain bits. Back again, I had to go do something again. My mum asked me to do a job, but I'm back now, because I've made a deal with my mother, so yep. Anyways, sorry, back again. This should be where I do the black now, and this is what I'm going to do. By using the black at the very tip of it, I think I've gone a slight bit over the more into the flame, but I think it's given a nicer effect by using a lighter black. But yeah, Abaddon Black's a nice colour, it gives me a bit of edge, what I need to do, where I need to go from the blue to all of a sudden that it's burnt out. This is where the fire ends. Just here is where I need it to just be the very tip. I think I went a bit too far down, however, if I think I corrected it, by just being careful. You don't need much paint on at all, just a light dabbing of it. Dabbing and recorrecting. Wherever you need to recorrect, be careful, because you don't want to just kind of be a bit much. If you put too much paint on, it will be a pain to get off, and if it dries like that, it could be a spotchy and just there. But if you're careful, if you're precise with what you need to do, if you just take your time, by doing that, you can mitigate any risks you have by just wasting time, by having to fix it and things. Take your time. Just slightly drag your brush across it, slightly. If you don't like it, quickly see if you can change it. Get any of the paint off that you need. And here you'll see just little bits at the very end, where I know that I need the paint, where it will emphasize it, where I know that it is going to be. This is how I know that it's just going to be the one bit, and I've just the little emphasis. When you get close to it, you'll see there it is. That's the gap. However, when you're a bit far away from it, maybe a foot away from it, you won't notice that there is a little bit of a gap between, not perfectly blended, but you'll see the point where it goes. This is where it changes from the light to the darker to the black. Where it goes, this is burning, this is burnt. By doing this, it creates a sense of warmth for the person looking at it, rather than just a in your face change. It's more of a here it is, a gradual change, like a leaf falling. There is never just a straight drop. It is always a slight and gradual curve down, which is what I'm doing here. I'm making a gradual curve where I can go from a light to a dark to a dark to a black, which means that I have power over what I need to do. Anything that I need, anything I need to do, I have the power to just correct it. There's no risk, there's broad, and I don't have to worry about massively damaging anything. I just know that if I dab it on a bit too much, I've got anything I need to do. Eventually I'm going to do the pyres, which I did, don't worry. But by going from the lightness, you can see even now, this is where you see the colours. Your colours merge and they go up and they change. This is all you need to do. I think I'll go over one more time, and I just kind of level it out. Give it a bit of an emphasis, just a bit of a, here it is in your face. However, by doing this, it emphasizes the very last bit. Here they are, both done. I'm not fully done, obviously, I just need to do the pyres on it, but that's it. There's a few little bits on it that I just need to work on. The head needed a slight bit of work again, needed some of the wires done on the face. But I'll use lead belcher to do the wires and the poking out and the nails in the skull, as well as the pyre, which I did after, and it looked very, very nice, and the customer was very happy. But just to be careful, you just need to be very, very careful with it. This is a specific pyre for Guilliman, yes, but you could use it for Abaddon's fire, anything you want to use a fire on. It's just a bit of a, here you go, here it is. But by being careful, I can precisely put where I need things to be. Where this, by looking at it now, even now, you can see where it is. The change in the gradient, and there we go. That's all you need to do. The warmth of it, how it ends. This is all that you need. This is all that needs to be done. This is the Blue Fire tutorial that I've done, and that's it. It's not a massively difficult thing. If you need more help, please comment on the video or send me a message on anything you can find me on. Just go, hey, please can you help me with this? I'm struggling with it, and I will be there. No worries. I will try help the best that I can. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a bit long, and yeah, I've made it longer by just talking here, but if anyone needs any help with it, if anyone wants any certain other colours done, I can see what I can do, and next time I go where I need to be, I will pick up the paint, and I'll have a go. Thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day. Feel free to do whatever you want. Like, subscribe. It is what it is. You'll be watching it if you want to. Blue Fire. Here you go. Love you and leave you. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.